Hello, this is Jennifer Steckel from the Dire Wolf Project. Thank you for joining us today. In today's video, we're going to learn about the wolf dog attack in Marshall County in the small town of Grant, Alabama, in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. Don't forget to stay till the end for your free gift. We'll see you there. In the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains, the small town of Grant, located in Marshall County, Alabama, is on high alert as authorities search for one remaining wolf dog out of 7 that escaped on Wednesday, June 26, 2024. Marshall County Assistant Chief Deputy John Young has confirmed.
Tonight, a Marshall County hybrid wolf dog attack sparking the sheriff's office to take action. WAAY 31 reporter Paige Meyer has the details.
Neighbors here on Merrill Mountain Road tell me they're being held hostage in their own homes. They say their neighbors' hybrid wolf dogs will come onto their properties at all hours of the day and night and terrorize their pets and livestock. Now, the Marshall County Sheriff's Office says they're well aware of these animals that are more than half wolf being out in the community.
These animals again broke free from their pens, as they often do, leading to widespread concern among local residents. The situation escalated when neighbor Debbie Keene reported being surrounded by the 7 wolf dogs while walking her Chihuahua on a leash 15 feet from her front door in her own yard. One of the wolf dogs approached Debbie and her Chihuahua, grabbed the tiny dog by the neck, and began shaking it violently. Debbie reports tugging hard on the leash to release her terrified dog from the wolf dog's jowls. She then picked the poor soul up and ran back into her house, locking the door.
They're gonna hurt somebody.
A cry for help from Marshall County residents. Homeowner Debbie Keene says her neighbor's wolf dogs terrorized the neighborhood. And this morning she says the dogs were back at it.
Before I knew it, they had made the circle around me smaller. And then one of them lunged and grabbed my little 15-pound Chihuahua by the neck and started shaking him back and forth.
Debbie and her dog are okay, but she says this isn't the first time these dogs have been loose.
This encounter, coupled with a recent attack on another dog in the community, has heightened everyone's fears. This is not the first escape incident for these wolf dogs, and neighbors are increasingly worried about the potential attacks on humans.
Another neighbor tells me these animals instill fear in the entire area.
You can't even let your dog out at night to pee for worrying about they might get attacked.
Philip says he's tired of the dogs bothering his pets, livestock, and family. But he says going straight to the homeowner was no help.
Everybody has a right to control their own property, but they have no right to hold other people hostage with it. Not with animals anyway.
Neighbors tell me the dog owners have already been to court over the animals.
In response, the owner of the wolf dogs has agreed to surrender the animals to animal control. A court hearing will determine their fate. Authorities are hopeful that the only wolf dog rescue in the state of Alabama will accept the animals. Should the shelter refuse, the court will be the deciding factor on the final decision of their future. Residents are urged to remain vigilant and report any sightings of the remaining wolf dog to the Marshall County Sheriff's Office.
Luckily, no one here was hurt today, but the Sheriff's Office is taking preemptive measures to make sure no one else ever will.
We've got an agreement with the folks that own the dogs to let us, our animal control, pick them up and hold those dogs.
Assistant Chief Deputy Young says the dog owners have ongoing court issues over the dogs. They say a judge is trying to move up a court date sooner. I'm told the dog owners are working with the sanctuary to potentially put the dogs in. But for now, the dogs will remain with animal control until a judge decides what to do with them. The director of High Rock Sanctuary tells me when people have issues with wolf dogs, it's often caused by the breeders, not the animals. Placing large dogs like wolf dogs in the hands of people who aren't educated can be damaging to both the animals and the owners. Amy Bird says the main things dog owners should know is how to take care of the animal they purchase. She says her sanctuary gets more than 5 calls a day of people wanting to surrender their pets, but she tells me their sanctuary is full. She says this is often due to pet owners not doing the proper research before getting a dog.
I feel that breeders should be more responsible in their practices of, homing these animals or selling these animals, placing these animals in experienced places with containments that are inspected and up to, what they need to be in order to safely and securely contain them for the entire lifetime of the animal.
To help protect the wolf dog breed and the people around them, Amy believes more regulations need to be set on the breeders. She believes the breeders need to be held responsible for every dog they create. This would help sanctuaries, the dogs, and the community stay safe. Bird Sanctuary in Etowah County gets more than 5 calls a day to surrender pets. She says this is often due to pet owners not doing the proper research before getting a dog. She says sanctuaries like hers cannot keep up with the demand and thinks that something needs to change.
The responsibility of the breeders to maintain a more ethical practice in the placement of these animals that have these special needs and requirements, knowing, that the people that they're placing them with are responsible.
If you have to surrender one of these animals, Bird tells me to call your local shelter to ask for resources available to you in your area. Otherwise, Marshall County Animal Control tells me they will take any animal that needs help relocating in their county.
Here's what one wolf dog owner commented after this incident was posted on YouTube. As a wolf dog owner, 3 of them, I have experienced the bias against them. Did that woman have evidence of the attack? And by the way, Chihuahuas are very aggressive dogs, without common sense to defer to much larger dogs. The Chihuahua may have instigated the so-called attack. My wolf dogs are not programmed to kill like so many do. Are you freaking kidding me? Blame the victim. That's what's going on right there. Larry, I'm sorry, buddy, but you can't blame the victim. There are dogs out there, domesticated dogs out there, that do not go around attacking Chihuahuas just because they barked at them or they thought they were macho. There's no evidence that this Chihuahua did that. But even if it did, those wolf dogs were loose and dangerous and vicious. None of my dogs here at the Direwolf Project would ever go after or attack any other dog. In fact, we breed our dogs on purpose to have the temperament of a submissive animal. Wolf dogs are not bred on purpose for temperament. They are bred on purpose to look like wolves. Wolf dogs are dangerous. I'm sorry, Larry. Your wolf dog might be great. You might have the perfect enclosure for it. Your wolf dog may not be timid and insecure. Your wolf dog may be submissive and bold and happy. That's great for you. But there are wolf dogs out there, these 7 included, that will attack other dogs and kill them. I don't care what that Chihuahua was doing. I don't care what that woman was doing. That wolf dog should not have been loose in her yard with 6 other wolf dogs surrounding her, 15 feet from her front door. No, there is no victim blaming. The other thing you're doing is you're saying, does she have evidence of this attack? Excuse me? Excuse me? Luckily, the Chihuahua didn't die, but you don't care. Because all you care about is the reputation of your precious wolf dog. Well, guess what? You're right. There is bias against them, but it is legitimate bias for a reason. Because this is not the first time. This is like the 5th time this year by totally different wolf dogs in totally different parts of the country and Canada. Now, if wolf dogs are not inherently problematic, we wouldn't be seeing this. We wouldn't have shelters all over the country full to the brim with wolf dogs that are unwanted. We wouldn't have 90 to 95% of wolf dogs euthanized before they're 2 years old, buddy. But if those statistics are true, which they are put out by wolf dog rescues, if those statistics are true, then you are wrong. Then wolf dogs are dangerous. Then they are dangerous. There should be a bias against them. There should be high regulations. I absolutely 100% agree with this wolf dog sanctuary owner. Wolf dog breeders need to be regulated. The wolf dogs need to be chipped. We need to have a record. There needs to be a record. Wolf dog breeders need to keep a record of every single wolf dog and what happened to it. And that's right, because they are wolf dogs. I'm not talking about domesticated dogs because guess what? Unless you want to deal with the pit bull stuff, okay? I don't want to deal with the pit bull stuff on this channel. But fighting dogs also have a problem. In fact, they have a bigger problem than the wolf dog thing. But that's for a different channel. That's for a different person. That's not me. Okay? But here on this channel, we're talking about wolf dogs. And I absolutely agree with that sanctuary owner. Wolf dog breeders need to be highly regulated. At the same time, you need to have a permit to own a wolf dog. You should have to have a permit and be identified by your county if you own a wolf dog. You need to be in the books, your wolf dog needs to be approved, and you need to have the proper enclosure before you are allowed to house your wolf dog. Because that's how serious it is, people. How many wolf dogs are sitting there wasting their lives away in a shelter environment? They're not in a loving family home because they're not able to be there. Because they were surrendered, because the people that housed them didn't know how to handle a half-wild animal. So yes, breeders of wolf dogs need to be highly regulated. Wolf dogs need to be chipped. We need to have a paper trail of where that wolf dog is at all times. And the owner of the wolf dog needs to have a permit. It needs to be regulated by animal control. Every year, you need to be re-permitted. Okay, that's how serious it should be. Because wolf dogs are not domesticated animals. They are confused animals. And I've heard that too before. Oh, how dare you say that wolf dogs are confused? Oh yeah? Normally, domesticated dogs are not going to go terrorizing the neighborhood and picking up Chihuahuas and shaking them to death. Luckily, the Chihuahua didn't die, and the owner said her Chihuahua was okay. Every time I hear this, I am just disgusted. This is insane. DNA test those guys, put chips in them, make the breeders be accountable for their problem. That is correct. It is the breeder's responsibility. It's the breeder's responsibility for what they're going to breed, how many they're going to breed, who they're going to give it to. Okay? It is their responsibility. And absolutely, it needs to fall back on them. But the owner is responsible for that wolf dog. not the breeder. The breeder needs to be held accountable, but the owner needs to be responsible. Okay? And if we find that a specific breeder is placing wolf dogs in homes that are inadequate, or a lot of those wolf dogs from that breeder are vicious, then that breeder needs to be shut down. That's why the regulations need to happen. And we can't just do that if there are no regulations anywhere. Nobody has any record. Nobody knows what breeder it came from. Nobody knows what dog it is. Nobody knows what litter it's from. Okay, the owner is thinking, well, I don't know. I have 7 of them. I've had them forever. I love wolf dogs. Okay, great. But you're not being responsible with them, because wolf dogs need special enclosure. They need special training. Can you go down to your local PetSmart and bring your wolf dog, your 68% wolf dog in there and have them trained? No, you cannot. Ridiculous. Okay, the next person, Casey. Thank you, Casey, for commenting. I have a wolf dog too. As an owner of one, I know there is no such thing as programming them. And that is exactly right. You cannot program a wolf dog. In fact, it's hard to even say you can train them. Okay? You can bond with them. You can have a relationship with them. But there are plenty of YouTube channels out there posting daily about their wolf dogs. They're jumping on counters. They're going through windows. They're eating couches. They're growling at the other dogs. They're snarling. They have a different way about them. And the owner, a responsible wolf dog owner, better not freaking challenge it. Because if you challenge a wolf dog, it's not going to go well for you. Right? Well, the average person on the street who doesn't want to own a wolf dog doesn't know that. It might not know that. And if your wolf dog gets loose and that person down the street doesn't understand that you can't just challenge the wolf dog or the wolf dog's gonna fight back, you're having a real big problem on your hands. Because wolf dogs are different. Okay, I also belong to a group on Facebook of wolf dog owners who need training advice. Okay? The advice on there is not the same advice or the same problems that you would find with domesticated dogs. Totally different. So, no, wolf dogs are dangerous animals. And if you choose to own one, you need to understand that. But guess what? You don't have to own one to have a dog that looks like a wolf. So please, think about this. Think about the tragedy that is going on here. The children that are mauled to death. There was a wolf dog this year who mauled a child to death. Think about that with your own children. It is not worth it. It is not worth it, and it's completely unnecessary. You do not have to buy in to this lie. Think for yourself. The Dire Wolf Project breeds wolf-like dogs without any wolf content. We have a very specific family companion dog temperament that we worked on before we did any wolf look-alike traits at all. In fact, we spent 20 years before we even worked on the outward appearance of the wolf. 20 years working on temperament. We are the only wolf look-alike dog breed on the planet that has a family companion dog temperament. We are backed by DNA. We have never, nor will we ever, breed in modern wolf content, period. There are alternatives out there. Do your research. And if you ultimately decide to go with a wolf dog, you need to understand exactly what you're getting into. Do not believe the hype and the lies. This is serious. I want to save wolf dogs, and I want to save your life, your family's life, your friends' lives, your neighbors' lives. I want to save you from lawsuits. I want to save you from having to see your 7 wolf dogs put down and be another statistic of the 90 to 95% of wolf dogs who are euthanized before they are 7 years old. I know it's tough. Every single one of these videos are difficult. But if I don't put it out there, you're only going to hear it on the local news. Nobody ever picks it up federally unless it's a huge, big deal. It's only localized news. So all of the wolf dog breeders that insist that their dogs are amazing in temperament, all of them get to put their narrative out there on the channel with millions of followers. So we're going to be different. We're going to tell you the truth. We're going to tell you the truth about wolf dogs. And then you can decide for yourself. But don't say, we did not warn you because you didn't want to listen. This is a serious matter. We're talking about your life, your children's lives, the wolf dogs' lives, your neighbors' lives, their dogs' lives. Okay, are you going to put them at risk? Don't do it. And if you do it, be responsible. Do the right thing. House them properly. Figure out how to raise them properly. And God forbid you go on to YouTube and comment how great and wonderful your wolf dog is without telling people the truth. Because you do not want to be the one that allows another person to misunderstand and their child dies at the hand of their wolf dog. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you have a great weekend. I'm so sorry that I have to make these videos. I would rather not make these videos. I would love to say how wonderful wolf dogs are, but they are not. And this example is just another statistic. If that wolf dog sanctuary cannot take those wolf dogs, they will be another statistic. 7 more in the coffin. And that owner will have to pay the price. Those wolf dogs have to pay the price for that breeder and that owner's mistakes. Don't be a part of the mistake. If you are at all interested in our work here at the Direwolf Project, all you need to do is go to direwolfproject.com, sign up to our email newsletter, and receive your free gift. We'll see you there.